everybody, welcome back to our drawing class. Today we're going to learn how to draw a sea turtle swimming in the ocean. So you're going to need your 4 squares of your folded paper again. So to do that, you fold up, make sure your edges match, and then you can give a good crease at the bottom. And then you'll fold it in half again. Give a good crease up here, and now you've got your square. That way when you open it back up, 4 squares. I'm going to hang that one up here. Now remember, I'm using my marker today. There might be some lines that we need to erase it. If you're using a pencil, you'll be able to erase it. I will not. If you are not using a pencil, you can just color on top of those lines later. So we're going to start with our turtle shell. So it's going to come up here in these 2 top folded squares, and it's just going to be a big brownie face, that kind of shape here. So I'm going to start here, curve across, and maybe a little longer. There's the first curve. Then I'm going to give a curve at the bottom to connect the 2. I'm going to make sure that has a curve too. So kind of like an eye shape if you were drawing a detailed eye. And then we're going to extend this line out. Same thing over here, extend that line out. Now we're going to make one more curve all the way along the bottom here, and it's just barely going to go across our middle point here, and that's going to make the bottom part of our shell. So now it looks like an alien ship. Then we're going to add some detail inside the shell, so you're going to add lines going across. All the way across. And then inside, we're going to add some shapes. So you can add those kind of house shapes. You can add triangles. You can add rectangles. You can add squares. Whatever you can get to fit in there. So I'm going to start with a house shape. So I've got top of my house. And you kind of give it that box for the bottom. Maybe one more. Now I'm just going to move my shapes along my edge here. They're not all going to be perfect and straight. Like this next house shape is going to be kind of wonky. But I want to make it fit inside my round shell. So one more kind of crazy shape. And then I might do a long, skinny triangle over here. Maybe just a regular triangle here in the middle. And then I think I'm going to add a square. And then like a trapezoid. Maybe a little diamond shape. And then finish it off with some, maybe one over here. There we go. You can even add little shapes on the inside if you wanted to fill up all of your space. That's fine too. So there's a start for our shell. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to curve out for his head and his bottom lip. So right here on the edge, I'm going to leave a little bit of space. And I'm going to give a little hook about an inch into my, my bottom square. And then I'm going to start here about 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to curve down and out for his bottom lip, and then I'm going to connect it back in. So when I start here, curve down to the bottom fold, out towards the edge of my page, and then I'm going to curve or straight line back in. That makes for his bottom lip. His next detail is going to be his eye, so we need a big circle in here. Big circle, just barely touch his bottom lip line. And then you need one more circle inside of that. And then one more circle inside of that. And there's his eye. And then he has a spot here, so I'm just going to add a little circle, a little spot on his head. Then we're going to start right here in the middle where our 2 parts fold here, and we're going to curve down and out into this bottom fold. That way we can make his arm. He's out swimming. So here we're going to start in the middle. I'm just going to give a little curve out, and then a big round curve going back up near the top of this fold here. And so then I'm going to start in this same bottom fold or on the side of my crease, and I'm just going to give a little smaller hook there. And then we need those two little bump shapes to connect the two so it looks like his fin. There we go. And then like we gave him spots here on his head, we're gonna give him a couple on his arm. And then our last detail for him is gonna be the tail and then the bottom part of his body. So my tail is gonna start up here in the top one on the edge of his shell, just a straight line out. And then I'm gonna do a little curved line in. And then we're gonna do those little bump shapes. So I'm gonna have a little bump, and then I'm gonna do a hook, touch back around his body, and then same thing, give him some little spots on his tail there. And then we're gonna do a curved line here to connect his head and his fin, and then from his fin, back up towards his body. That's gonna be the bottom part of his shell. And there's your turtle. So now we're gonna work on some detail around him. We're gonna start at the bottom with some of the reef. So we're gonna start with some of the plants down here that can grow underwater. I'm gonna draw a nice big U that gets a little bit wider at the top and skinnier at the bottom. And then I might draw one coming off of that. And you can curve them a little bit however you'd like. And then I think I might do a skinny one over here. And maybe one coming off of that. And then we're just gonna draw little circles at the tip here. There's my first plant. I'm gonna draw a different one over here. So it's gonna come up and it's just gonna have some wavy lines. You can wave them however you'd like. This is your picture. You can have as many or as little as you'd like. There's my plant. Just give it some nice wavy curved lines. And then I'm gonna add the sand, just a wavy line across the bottom. Remember, when you get to your plants, you wanna stop so you don't go over them. And then we'll add a starfish right here in the middle. So we're gonna work on our points. So a V, and then one more V. We're just gonna keep going around. One more, and our last one. There's my starfish on the bottom of the sand. Up here, we're gonna add the water line to make it look like he's right underneath that water. We're just gonna give the little bumps all the way across. Now your waves can be as big or small as you would like. It's your picture. And the last thing I'm gonna add is some fish swimming in the background behind him. So to make fish, you give that little U shape where it gets wider and then skinnier as their lines come together. Draw your two lines off and a line to connect them. I'll do it again. Your little U, two lines, connect them. And then you can add some over here too. As many or as few as you would like. It's your picture, a little skinny one. And there's your sea turtle. You guys did an awesome job. Thank you for drawing with me today.